The Greeks loved their mythical creatures. Perhaps one of the most fearsome was Scylla, a sea monster that appeared in Homer's The Odyssey. Scylla lived in a cave along the Strait of Messina, across from the whirlpool Charybdus. Scylla was a terrifying beast with 6 heads that would prey on seamen that sailed too close. Trouble is, on the other side of the Strait of Messina, there was a deadly whirlpool that would suck in huge ships. In order to make it past both, you would have to sail between them. Let's imagine, just for the next few minutes, what if Scylla wasn't just a mythical creature? What if she actually existed? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions, the channel that imagines the impossible. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up, subscribe, and let us know in the comments below a question you have always wanted to know the answer to. In his books, The Odyssey, Homer, the ancient Greek poet, personified the whirlpools and rocks of the Strait of Messina into 2 female characters, Scylla and Charybdis. The Strait of Messina is a narrow strait of water between the eastern tip of Sicily and the western tip of Calabria, in the south of Italy. It connects the Tyrrhenian Sea to the Ionian Sea. Scylla and Charybdis were essentially metaphors for the treacherous waters of the western Mediterranean. Scylla symbolized the rocks, Charybdis was the whirlpool. To this day, the Strait of Messina is difficult to sail. The main current runs from south to north, and another current flows in the opposite direction, alternating every 6 hours. The Odyssey is a 24-book-long poem about Odysseus, king of Ithaca, who was trying to find his way home from the Trojan War. For part of the journey, he had to cross the Strait of Messina, and in order to do so, he had to get past Scylla and Charybdis. According to mythology, Scylla was once a beautiful nymph with a soft face who used to bathe naked in spring. Poseidon saw her bathing one day and fell in love with her, but she ran away from him. Poseidon told Amphitrite, a witch, about Scylla, but Amphitrite loved Poseidon, and this made her very jealous. So she turned Scylla into a monster by poisoning the spring in which she bathed. Scylla has 4 eyes, 6 long necks like snakes, and 6 heads. Each head had 3 rows of shark's teeth. Along with 6 heads, Scylla had 12 tentacles and a cat's tail. Her waist was adorned with 6 dog heads. When Scylla took this form, she attacked the ships of passing sailors. Her voice sounded like the barking of many dogs. According to Homer, she herself is a fearsome monster. No one could see her and still be happy, not even a god if he went that way. Essentially meaning, if you gazed upon Scylla, you'd be traumatized for life. She stalked the narrow strait from inside a cave, opposite Charybdis, the whirlpool, and ships would have to sail between them. If your ship happened to stray too close to Scylla, she would eat 6 of the men aboard with each of her 6 heads. In Homer's Odyssey, Odysseus is advised to sail closer to Scylla. Odysseus is also told to ask Scylla's mother, Crataeis, the river nymph, to ask Scylla not to attack more than once. But no one can sail past Scylla unharmed. The way that Odysseus was able to evade Scylla is that he was told to hide below deck. Scylla then ate 6 of his strongest companions. As stated by Homer, Scylla is not of mortal kind. She's a deathless monster, grim and baleful, savage, not to be wrestled with. Against her there is no defense, and the best path is the path of flight. If there really was a 6-headed monster living in a cave along the Strait of Messina, it's likely that the entire history of Sicily, Italy would be completely different. No one would dare to sail past her, so it's quite possible that travelers wouldn't even use the strait to get from one side of the Mediterranean to the Tyrrhenian Sea. They would have to sail around the island of Sicily. Sicily was colonized by the Greeks in the 8th century BC. It was a very important city-state. Archimedes was from Sicily. Back in the day, Sicily was a hot trade spot. People would travel far and wide to get their hands on Sicilian wine, olive oil, pistachios, pasta, and let's not forget about blood oranges. All of these sought-after products would not make their way to the rest of the Mediterranean if Scylla was real. Blood oranges are good, but not worth losing 6 crew over. If Scylla was real, it can be said that many of the other mythical creatures and gods poeticized by Homer would be real too. Creatures like the sirens, mermaids who live on an island and lure men with their beautiful singing, the Cyclops, the monster with 1 eye, Poseidon, the god of the sea who has the ability to control the water and the weather. The Odyssey would be revered as somewhat of a Bible rather than an elaborate work of fiction. Odysseus would be remembered as somewhat of a Jesus-type figurehead. Thankfully, Scylla is just a mythical creature, painted on ancient vases and urns. And so are the rest of the monsters from Homer's The Odyssey. For now, I'm Charlotte Dobre, and you've been watching Life's Biggest Questions. For more videos like this one, check out our playlist clickable on the screen right now. Make sure notifications are turned on by clicking the bell, and we'll see you in the next video.